To begin with, let's do some warm-ups. It's very important that you do warm-ups before you start any session to avoid possible injuries. You can do this the normal easy warm-ups. It's about stretching, so normally start with the stretches like this. Your neck, moving your neck on both directions, round, and just stretching, bending to your leg without bending your knees if you can. Just reaching to the ground with your hand as much as you can. And then some sit-ups. Stretching your legs. You could also do this. And just a little bit of jogging. And one more time, just a quick stretch, a bit faster. Okay, so warm-up is complete. To make the first session easy, we're going to start with flexibility. So flexibility will include just stretching out your muscles, your parts of your body, and doing yoga. Yoga positions will really stretch your muscles, stretch the body parts. That's really good to do. And we're going to do Surya Nama, which will include stretching lots of different lower body parts, and it's really good for our purpose. And also we will add 2 more exercises, stretch type of exercises. Let's get on to it. Let's do 5 repeats of Surya Nama. Now we're doing an exercise called glute bridge, and this exercise will really help you with your glute muscle, this muscle here. So what we're going to do is we lie flat on the ground on your back, so looking up, and your legs and your hands relaxed, both hands on the side of your hip, your leg stretched, and then you pull your legs, both of your legs, towards your hip, but keep a distance. In this position, you make your hand and your leg form, and you push your feet on the ground and you raise your hip. So you raise your hip just like this to make it a straight line here, almost like from your chin to your hip and your knees a straight line, and making sure your hip and your lower back is raised above the ground, and you almost like just basing on your shoulder. You okay, and then you lower it down. You raise your hip and then you bring it down. So it's as simple as that. Let's repeat it. Rise and bring it down. Rise, bring it down. 3, 4, and repeat to 5 times. It's 5. Okay, so things to remember: not to have a good balance, have everything straight, lined, your hip not twisted, your legs not twisted, your hands not twisted. So everything is on a straight line. You're raising your leg, you're raising your hip and bring it back down to the ground. Next, we're going to do Pilates, side hip raise. This is really good for the hip, and you can do this exercise other times as well, and it really helps you with your health and well-being. So what we're going to do, we lie on the ground in this position. So you have your knees, both your knees crossed and on top of each other. So the legs crossed and on 90-degree angle. One hand on the ground on the side. So your palms on the front. If you're heading this way, your palm here, and your other hand, left hand, mine is left hand, on top of your knee, so just somewhere around here. And what you're going to do, have a firm position on the ground, and then you're basically going to raise your hip up. Okay, so let's do this. You push your feet on the ground and then raise your hip. So when you raise your hip, you're trying to make your shoulder and your hip straight line as much as you can. So just raising it as much as you can. Don't go too hard, and then go back down. When you go back down, instead of fully resting, just before you touch the ground, try to raise it again if you can. Otherwise, in the beginning, you rest, and you slowly raise it again. Okay, 2. Repeat it 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Very good. Om Namah Shivaya. Now what you're going to do is swap your legs. Do it on the other side. So you're doing this. You got to cross your legs crossed, knee bent at 90 degree, your hand here and the other hand on the ground. So now you're in the starting position. Very good. You raise your hip. Four, 5. So this will really help to stretch your hip. Basically, as you can see, it's a stretching exercise. It makes it flexible.